Hello boys and girls, welcome to GS Campus TV. This is Mr. John. Today, we are going to talk about P6 GS Book 5, Chapter 2, Plants and Environment. Today, we'll focus on the relationship on the plant's growth and the natural environment. So let's take a look. First of all, we want to know how does the natural environment affect the plant's growth? And you know that in the world, there are so many different kinds of natural environment. And today, we'll talk about 3 different kinds of natural environment. First of all, we'll take a look in the desert. Second, we'll take a look in the polar region. It means that the North Pole and South Pole. And the third natural environment we're going to talk about is the rainforest. So now, let's take a look one by one. For desert, we find out that there will be a large temperature difference between day and night. Why I say so? Because we found out that in the desert, it is very hot in the daytime, but after the sun sets, the temperature will be very, very low. It will be very cold at the nighttime. So that's why we found that in desert, there is a large temperature difference between day and night. And at the same time, we find out that in the desert, there are low rainfall. And then the second natural environment we want to talk about is the polar region. In the polar region, we found that it is always very, very cold and always covered with snow and ice in all year round. So in these 2 natural environments, we found that the plants cannot grow easily. So that's why you can see in the picture, you can find out that there are very few plants growing. How about tropical rainforest? We found that in the tropical rainforest, it is always hot, but at the same time, always raining. Always raining. So that's why we said that the natural environment in the tropical rainforest is hot all year round and with high rainfall. Therefore, it is a very good place for the plants to grow. So that's why you can see there are a large variety of plants growing in the tropical rainforest. So let's have a quick conclusion. How does the natural environment affect the plant growth? Actually, we found that the growth of plants is affected by the 2 things. First one, about the temperature. Second, about the amount of rainfall. Therefore, to adapt to different environments, plants will have different kinds of roots, stems, and leaves to help them adapt to the environment. First of all, what is special about the roots of the plants in dry place? That means, for example, desert. And how do their features help the plants adapt to the natural environment? Let's take a look. We found that for the plants living in the desert, they will have a root like this. How do we call this? We call that they have deep roots. Deep roots. Why? Because they need to absorb the water deep in the ground. We know that in the desert, there are not much rainfall, so that's why they need water to survive. And where do they get the water? They find out that they need to go deep underground to get the water inside. But other than that, we found that there are different kinds of plants having different kinds of roots. For example, you can see in this picture, the cactus. For the cactus, they don't have deep roots, but they will have another root called shallow roots. Shallow roots. Why? Because the shallow roots can help them to spread over in a wide area on the surface so that they can absorb the water quickly. Therefore, they can get enough water for them to grow. How about the plants living in the tropical rainforest? How do the roots of them look like? And how do the features help the plants adapt to the environment? You can see in the picture, Actually, for the plants living in the tropical rainforest, they will have buttress root to allow them to grow taller and get more sunlight. How about the plants living in the wetland? We found that for the plants which live in the wetland, they will have aerial roots, and it can help them to grow above the ground and absorb more oxygen from the air. Because we found that when the plants living in wetland, they cannot get enough oxygen under the water. So that's why they need to let the roots to come up from the soil and come out from the water so that they can get more oxygen in the air. So today we finish the roots of the plants in different kinds of natural environment. So that's all for today's GS Campus TV. See you next time. Bye bye.